What is going on, everybody? This is our free monthly swing watch list for the month of February 2024. So thank you guys for tuning in to this. Now, we are already 6 days into the month, but there are still plenty of opportunities to look at these monthly swing setups because not all of them have triggered, and some of them we are looking for a re-trigger. So we're going to go through these. We're going to talk to you about them, see what can work, what possibly has worked already, and what could potentially work a second time around. So let's get started. The screen in front of you, that is TradingView, and as always, the link is in the description below for a free 30-day trial to TradingView, and then you get the discount if you actually decide to go through with their sub-services, but the initial 30-day trial is free for you guys, so make sure you take advantage of that offer. The Discord that I have is also free. That link is in the description below. Let's look at CCL. Okay, so CCL in January, if we go back, CCL in January had that inside bar. I always tell you guys to pay attention to those inside bars because they have the potential to be, look, really, really powerful. Okay, this one, not so much, but the potential is there and the probability is there. Okay, this one worked out as well. Triggered, hit targets. Okay, watch the inside bars. This one on CCL, we were looking for a trigger to the high or low side. We've already triggered. We've already gone in force to that downside. We triggered at $15.69, but it has reversed back up. So this is what I will tell you. If you're looking for puts on CCL, let's wait till it re-triggers, okay? Because if it re-triggers, we have that opportunity to re-enter that trade on a monthly swing trade, okay? That's CCL. We look at CVS. CVS has not triggered. We had this 2 up that finished red. That tells me the sellers are trying to bring this thing back, okay? So right now we are currently inside bar. If we trigger to the downside, there's our opportunity to get into that play. $70.19 is when it goes into force. That is our trigger. And into force just means we have broken through that trigger. That setup is now in play. And our targets, as always, are just the low of the preceding wicks. If you are not familiar with this strategy, the Strat, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. There are a ton of learning tool playlists in this channel to help you with this strategy, which is super organic. You don't see a lot of lines. You see my trigger and target lines. These pink lines are for my weekly setups, right? If I go to the weekly, those are my weekly setups there, okay? That's what those pink lines represent. If you see yellow, those are my daily. The orange are my yearly. The purple are the 3-month charts. I go through all of those with you guys all the time for free on this channel. So again, make sure you're subscribed. I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. So CVS, if we go back, like I said, to the monthly, we're going to look for this to trigger still to the downside. And if we don't, then there's no setup there and there's no harm, no foul. Okay? But we are going to look for it to trigger and go in force at $70.19. First target, bottom of the preceding wick. DocuSign, we are already in force on this one off of the inside bar. So we've triggered at 54.24, and we've already had a really, really nice run all the way down to 49.25 on this monthly swing play. We look at Ford. Ford is still inside bar, okay, off of another inside bar. And listen, guys, I can't show you guys this any more clear than what it is, and I do this on almost every video. Look at this inside bar, okay? Triggered, beautiful run to the top. Triggered, beautiful run to the bottom. They don't always work out that way, right? Like this one triggered, we had a little bit of a run, and that was it. Okay, this one, look, triggered, hit its target, did what it said it was going to do. That's 3 out of 4 of the last inside bar setups. You can go back in these and look continuously. Again, this one didn't work. You could have played the 50% rule on this one, just like I did on Roku, on the weekly swings. Roku hit that 50% mark on the weekly. I took it in the opposite direction, made some money on it today. Hey, inside bar, triggered to the upside. Not to targets, but still a really nice run. Inside bar, triggered to the upside. It ran for 2 months. Okay, inside bar, triggered, hit the first target and not quite the second target. But that's the thing. If this hits targets, you guys need to prepare it. Especially if you're only carrying one contract, you need to be prepared to take your profits at that target. Because a lot of times what will happen is we hit that target and reverse. Not all the time, but that's what happens. And people sit there relying on hope saying, oh my gosh, we've already hit one target and we're going to keep on moon rocketing. We're going to keep on going moonshining. We're going to keep on going. And they're trading on hope, on the hope that they're going to get an exponential amount of profit back. If this hits its targets, be happy with your profit there. Make sure you're taking profit there. If you have multiple contracts, take the majority. Take 50%, take 75%. Take profit at those targets. Make sure you're leaving the trade with profit when you're in it, okay? INTC. Okay, INTC is very similar to CCL that we looked at. We went off of this inside bar. It triggered and has reversed. So we're going to look for a re-trigger, and we're going to look for it to hit that target at 41.22. Past inside bars, look, triggered targets. But you see how it came back. If you would have held past these targets, and I'm not going to go back too far into time, but it missed this target, okay? And then we reversed through this target. And then it just kept on reversing. This is the one we're looking at right here. It just kept on reversing. If you didn't take profit, I can't help you. You need to take profit on these trades. This trade did what it said it was going to do. It had an inside bar, hammer candle. It went up. It hit targets. It came back. Okay? Did what it said it was going to do. This 2 down green, hammer candle. Look. These are the strategies we're teaching you guys. The setups that we're teaching you guys. A skyrocket for 2 months to the upside on INTC, okay? So you can look to re-enter on that one. IWM still with the inside bar. Look, guys, inside bar, 2-month downturn. Even if you were looking, like if this breaks to the high side and you wanted to buy common shares, do common shares. I wouldn't suggest shorting a stock off of an inside bar, but if you wanted to take this inside bar and buy common shares at 188.25, you hit targets and start coming up and it starts retracing, you want to take profits, take some profits at $7 a share, okay? It's not about necessarily dollar values as much as it is percentages when we're looking at this. You'll see a lot of guys on Twitter and YouTube pumping their 1,000% plays or, 700% plays or in the opposite, you'll see guys pumping that they just made 20 grand or 30 grand or 50 grand on a trade. You have no idea what they're trading with. Those guys could be trading with enough money that a 10% gain on an options play garners them that 20 grand. Where that same 10% play on that option play that you took might only garner you $200 because of the capital that they're putting into the trade versus what you're putting into the trade. So do not be fooled by dollar values, okay? Really, it comes down to percentages. If you guys on options can consistently get 20%, 15%, 30% consistently, you'll be far better off. And eventually, your account is going to grow and that capital is going to grow and you're going to be able to trade with more. Maybe you can only trade with $100 or $200 or $300 right now, and that 30% or that 10% is only going to garner you, $30 on 10% or $90 on 30%. And that's okay, but just remember at some point that $100 profit or that $10 profit or that $30 profit is going to turn to a $100 profit or a $300 profit or a $3,000 profit. Okay, but you need to grow that account first before you get there. So don't be fooled by that. Let's move on to KO. So Coca-Cola on the monthly, I'm not sure why I had the blue line there. I think I was just looking for a continuation. Oh, I know why. I was looking for the continuation on Coke because of this purple line. So if we go to the 3-month chart, we broke through the quarterly. Okay, the 3-month chart, we broke through the trigger. It was a 2 down that finished green. We broke through it. So that's why I put this one on the monthly to have it there. So look, we've triggered it on the monthly, and then we've come back down. So I would say if we re-trigger that 3-month chart or we re-trigger the monthly chart, there's an opportunity for you guys to get back into this trade. We look at lows, still trading inside bar. Okay, so we can look for a break to the high at 222.60 or low at 209.55. The 3-month chart, we have not broken through it. It's a 2 down finish green. The orange line, I talked about that earlier in the video. That's our 1-year chart. That's our double inside bar on lows. If we break to this upside, there's a really good potential based on that double inside bar that lows goes on a little bit of a run this year from 237 up to, around 260. Let's continue on here. We'll go to Lululemon, still trading on that inside bar. Actually, no, we've gone 2 down already. Okay, and we've started to trend up. So here's another opportunity. If we re-trigger that monthly trigger here at 451.35, there's my number there, 451.35, my teal blue line. If we re-trigger that, it's an opportunity for us to jump in, but be careful because our first target is just shy of it. You know, we're at 447.89. Okay, so pay attention to that. We look at Lyft, the ride share. So Lyft, we're still sitting inside bar on Lyft, looking to break out of that inside bar. And if, again, we can go back and look at previous history. This one, a 2-month downturn. This one, a really nice run up, okay? So really, really good, consistent plays off of these inside bars. And at the end of February, if you guys are still with me, you should be. But if you are, I'll do a review of these setups and how they would have played out if you guys would have jumped in on them. Macy's, still an inside bar here, and we're still trading inside bar in February, looking to break out. Oracle, we've broken to the high side off of the inside bar. We didn't quite hit targets, but again, if we retrace this, there's an opportunity there, but be careful because our targets are very, very small here, so pay attention to that. We look at Pfizer. Pfizer has gone 2 down on the month already. It was a 2 up, finished red. That means the sellers are trying to take this thing down further. If it re-triggers, that's our opportunity to jump in here. Shopify, still trading inside bar. Okay, so I'm not sure why I put this on here. Let me take a look. Inside bar. It might have just been because we are 2 up on the year. Okay, so let me put that line in there because I should have it in there. We'll make that orange. There's our yearly trigger. Inside bar on Shopify last year. We've gone 2 up on that thing this year. Let's see if we get that continuation and break through that monthly. If we do, we're going to see a little bit of a continuation here on Shopify. Upstart, still trading inside bar. Here, we have not broken the low or the high. So that's still a setup that has potential. AFRM, okay, there's a few things here. I'm just going to go into my settings for my indicator. Okay, so my indicator, the link for that is available down below. I'm going to take these 2 off. The link for the indicator is down below. So it does give you this time frame continuity, gives you these candlestick numbers, and it gives you the 50% rule on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. So what I would suggest to you here is, we talked about that 50% rule, how I played it on Roku on the week. Let's show you what I did. So we trended down on the month on AFRM. We have not quite hit that purple line right here. I know it's a little bit hard to see. I'll try and zoom in. Okay, there it is. We have not quite hit this blue line yet. If we trigger that and go through it, it's a very, very high likelihood that if we do that, we're going to go outside bar off of AFRM, off of this inside bar. But if we re-trigger that blue line to the downside, feel free to take that as your opportunity to get back into AFRM for a monthly swing. But like I said, if we do break up through this 50% marker, you can look for that play to the upside to go AFRM to go outside bar in the month of February. That's the list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're watching my daily list, my weekly swings. I wish you nothing but the best. If you have questions, make sure you ask them down below on Twitter or in the Discord. It is free. The membership, it's $50. You get the indicator. You get one-on-one time. You get live trading bots, and you get a 1-hour course on what we learned here today, but it goes into a little bit more depth. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.